Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan. Welcome to episode 3 of Slay the Princess. I really hope you're enjoying the series. I'm having so much fun recording it and thinking about it later afterwards. Hey, very weird intro for the start of this episode because this is sort of a cold open episode. If you saw the end of episode 2, I was right in the middle of a big sort of realization about, or potential realization about, the way that the princess and the storytelling world are maybe tied together. And I wanted to give you that context before we got into this episode so that you could sort of remember where we were. We cover a lot of ground in this episode, and I feel like you deserve the context to know where we're starting. So without any further ado, enjoy episode 3 of the playthrough. Bye! This is way too abstract and meta, but my current understanding of the princess as a character is that she is basically a archetypal creation of the narrator, so tied to the world of Slay the Princess that if she is not slain, the world ends. If none of that makes sense to you, I'm so sorry. I will try and explain it at some point. But basically, I think we're walking around in a created world. And the rules of the world, fuck it. We're not walking in a world. We're walking in a story. We're walking in a story. And the rules of the story are, the thing is called Slay the Princess. If the princess is not slain, then the story can't exist. And so, it all crumbles. That's my hypothesis. We're about to find out. Can the princess live happily ever after? Can she walk away? Can I walk away? How tied is the story to the world, to the princess?
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
What if she doesn't want to end the world? Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection.
Everything goes dark and you die.
And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Did we accidentally get the happy ending of Slay the Princess on episode 2? It's also possible that what's happening right now is that, oh man, this is really hard to interpret. I think I want to leave, and I don't know. What do you want to do? It's also possible that, if the story is Slay the Princess, then what the princess necessarily wants is to not be slain. If the princess is a character inside of a story, and she wants to not be slain, then removing the possibility of her being slain, what would she want to be able to do? Live? Leave? I don't know. There must be something you want. Do you want to end the world? There must be, there must be something that you want.
I just want to make you happy.
So the problem, the vibe I'm getting right now is that, the princess is maybe a two-dimensional creation. Is the music getting weird? Is the music getting discordant? Is the world crumbling around us? The princess who we have saved, I don't think is a three-dimensional, deep character with wants outside of the story's plot.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
But that's not actually deep or meaningful. What would make you happy? Yeah. Ah, this is genius. We've saved the princess, and in so doing, we've realized the princess is a two-dimensional cardboard cutout propped up at the end of the hallway to keep us moving towards it. Oh my god, this is insane. Okay. I want you to tell me what you want. But what would make you happy? You have to want something more than just making me happy. It's like an early relationship, right? Oh boy. You need your own thing. You just met me. You can't base your entire happiness around me. I want you to make me unhappy. That's kinky. Let's ask this one. You need your own thing. You just met me. You can't base your entire happiness around me. Actually, let's ask, but what would make you happy?
I just want to make you happy.
Is she broken?
Cartoonish.
What's going on?
The art style itself is changing.
What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar.
Is that true?
Are you starting to trust me now?
Is she lying, or is she just two-dimensional? Let's ask, do you want to end the world?
Are you seriously asking her that?
If you say she's lying, I think that's the most possible lie. Look at her hands, by the way. It's cartoonish and undeveloped. Her hands are just like paws with lines.
Do you want to end the world?
She's just parroting our questions, isn't she?
She's a mirror. A mirror. In the room before. No, I don't want the world to end. No, I don't want the world to end.
If you don't want to end the world, then I don't want to end the world either.
Oh, my lord.
Why? Why would you have us slay this beautiful creature? Did you not hear her just now? She specifically said she doesn't want to end the world.
But only because you don't want to end the
Yeah,
world.
but aren't you getting the feeling she's just telling us what we want to hear? Even if she was, isn't that a good thing?
No.
If only she could hear me. All I would ever say is what I think she would like to hear. That she's beautiful and kind and glows like the soft light of the moon.
This is the problem with putting people on pedestals, Smitten. Is that when you put someone on a pedestal so high with such a bright spotlight, you aren't actually seeing them. You're creating a version of them that you are lifting up. You're not seeing them.
You're better off not arguing with that dolt.
Yeah.
You know what you have to do.
I have to tell her that I am going to end the world, that I want to, so that she will end it, or I have to kill her. But also there's leave. If you want to leave, then let's leave. Let's see if that does anything.
That sounds perfect.
Oh, phew. She's back to normal. Normal? What are you talking about? Our angel has always been like this. Absolutely flawless. The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending.
That's good, because you won't have it.
I like to think that you do, actually.
Yeah.
Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it.
So I said, I wonder if I found the happy ending on my second episode. I think I found the hollow ending.
I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with.
I think what we found is the happy in air quotes.
You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
Because my guess is that the world ends. Okay. My guess is that, like, one, we love someone who is flat, like, who is a mirror, which is to say we do not actually love someone. We love the idea of someone. So that's the part of it that's hollow. My guess is also that, mechanically speaking, like, the world itself cannot exist this way.
And what happens after we walk up the stairs?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Okay.
Oh no, did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the
Oh my
strength
God, shut
of
up.
true love.
I'm starting to hate Smitten a lot.
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
It is interesting. We only got Smitten once we had saved her once. It's really interesting the way, like in chapter 2, it's really interesting to think about what other voices might come out if we allow them the opportunity.
Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Do you think we can open it? Do you think you can open it?
Well, I don't know. Do you think I can?
If I think you can, then it becomes
Of
real.
course she can. You believe in her, right? Nobody is leaving this basement.
But I control reality a little bit, right? I think we can open it if we try together.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together.
Ugh.
And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs, and the blade, that's right, there's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
I'm not doing that.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can
Yeah.
to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You know,
I'm not.
if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone.
That's not actually a good outcome because we're in love with somebody who does not have any substance. Not because the princess doesn't have substance. To be clear, it's even better than that. The princess in this version of events does not have substance because we made her that. We made her. If we are creating the world as we talk it, we created a princess like this who has no depth. That's my personal theory.
That's not how this works.
So even if we could stay here forever, we'd be stuck here forever with a flimsy creation we made, a mirror, if you will.
Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
Stop it with these interruptions. I've already made up my mind. We're leaving, or all we need to be happy is each other. What if we stayed here and built a life together? I'm actually more likely to go towards the leaving, but let's try the first one. What if we stayed here, built a happy life together?
What a romantic suggestion. You're right. We don't need the world. All we need is each other.
Her eyes are half the size of her face.
That's exactly what I just suggested. Was it not romantic when I suggested it? Did you suggest that? I wasn't listening. You answered me.
But the door's right there. We can just leave.
Maybe she does kind of want to leave?
Wait. Why would she say that?
Yeah.
Was she not wooed by our proclamation of love? We not enough for her?
Well, that depends. Are you enough for yourself? It's kind of like a mirror.
She's not wooed by you because staying here and building a life together isn't a solution. It isn't anything. It's a non-answer. It can't be done.
What are we going to do? Build ourselves alive inside of these 2 rooms where we can't do anything? See anything? Your nonchalance about the fate of the world has me a bit worried. That's why I want to stay here. Trust me, it'll be better for both of us if we stay. We can be happy together. We can be happy here. We just have to want it. Or you're right, we're leaving. This is all going to end in us leaving and the world crumbling. Or in attacking each other. I kind of think maybe leaving is the more interesting one because it might mean that I'm interested to see if we get a chapter 3 or if that's the end of the story. I don't know. But I'm curious about these options too. I'm always curious about all the options. That's my problem. We can be happy here. We just have to want it.
But we would have to be here forever.
Okay, then let's leave.
I don't know you.
Oh boy, never mind. Are you gonna stab me?
This is really what you want, though, isn't it?
Her eyes dart uncomfortably to the corners of the room.
Trapped here with me forever.
I guess we could do that.
She doesn't seem happy about this. But she can't be unhappy about staying with us. Can she? I don't know. She has a point. She doesn't know us. No. It has to be him. It has to be this place. If we just made these walls more fitting for a princess.
Interesting.
If we just say the right things.
Isn't that the trap?
If we just showed her the contents of our heart. She'd be happy here.
Isn't that the trap of a relationship like this? If I just did things a little differently, if I just was a little different, if I say the right things, show her the contents of my heart. Sometimes there isn't a solution that way. Sometimes it's just more basic than that. The lack of fit, I think.
As the voice thinks its thought, your hands raise, fingers pointing towards your chest, and then...
You're going to rip your heart out and give it to
What?
her? Because that is a perfect
No, you absolutely
image.
do not do that.
Oh, that's perfect. This is funnier. This is better. It's the perfect imagery for the smitten, if you will. I would rip out my own heart and give it to you if it would make you happy.
Oh, but I do.
And look at how monstrous this actually appears.
What? What is he doing? We can't see unless you tell us. Are you sure you want to know? I suppose I can't stall forever.
I wonder if I could have ended this scenario by just saying we're leaving and then breaking the world. This is a better scenario. I'm glad I picked the more interesting dialogue option.
You plunge your nails into your chest, digging deep, grasping for a handhold. And you find it, your fingers curling around your ribs.
Oh my god.
Oh no, what are you doing? Are you okay? You can't do that and be okay.
Time out. He should not be allowed to do that. He's not the decider.
That's interesting. Why is he allowed to do that?
And yet, it's done, isn't it?
Like mechanically, I'm the one who makes decisions. That said, I kind of did make a decision. I made the decision when I took the dialogue or decision option, whatever it was, which was like, no, we'll stay here. I abandoned us to our fate, which is that if you're going to give...
You yank violently, your bones cracking with wet pops as you pull yourself
Oh
apart,
my god.
inch by painful inch.
If you give the smitten the power, then it will follow its logical end, which is that you pull yourself apart inch by inch to be enough or to be the right person for somebody or to make someone else happy. And though it looks like love, that isn't love. That isn't deep, meaningful love where two people come together and make something more than themselves. That's a weird funhouse mirror version of love.
Your exposed heart, framed by jagged ribs, thumps rhythmically in your raw,
Oh god, this is
chest.
awesome.
The loosened threads of your
Threads?
body unfurling to cover the surface of the room.
This is that texture we saw earlier. I'm telling you. We live in a world of story, threaded together.
Don't mind my sacrifice. It's a fair price to pay to give her everything she doesn't know she wants.
Oh, I see.
Is this going to mean something to
You're
her?
trying to tell me something. It's beautiful.
The princess, mesmerized, reaches towards your beating heart, and then everything goes dark and we die? Yes.
What a beautiful way. Epilogue, holy shit. What a beautiful way to...
You're on a path in the woods. Mate, we're clearly already in the cabin.
What a beautiful way to do those words that we were expecting. Everything goes dark and we die? Yes. The epilogue. This is interesting. We're clearly already in the cabin, and we've made it out to be so much more. And it's the princess holding a heart, our heart, on these stained glass windows. An enormous mirror. Is that who we're really in love with?
Excuse me? You're clearly... Oh. Huh. So you are. How do you know about the cabin? I didn't get to the cabin part of my opening monologue yet.
Deja vu, motherfucker.
We've been here before. Well, not here, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You knew about the loop-in last time. Now, he's clearly disorientated.
Opportunist. Oh.
I'm sure all this new info is going to come as quite a shock to him. Best if we're gentle.
That's weird. Voice of the opportunist.
And right on cue, here's the new guy. Welcome!
Is every new chapter or section a new voice?
Thank you. I'm just happy to be here.
Happy to have the opportunity.
Okay, yes, I get it. You've been here before. That's terrible. You know that, right? Because the only reason you would have been here before is if you failed in whatever world you'd come from. Meaning you doomed an entire other reality. But I'm sure since you're so well-traveled, you know that, yes?
I have heard that before. That every time we fail, we doom another reality.
Well, we know that now, thanks to you. We're all so lucky to be stuck with, working with someone so well-informed. You can count on us to do things right from here on out. I'm going to describe the room now.
Go for it.
The interior of the cabin is vast and regal. High arched windows line the walls, their multicolored glass casting kaleidoscopic patterns across the stone floor. An iron chandelier hangs from the vaulted ceiling, its many candles lit with flickering light, vaguely illuminating the massive room. This is a house fit for royalty.
It is pretty.
Before you, there isn't a blade, is there? That's not good.
Does it matter if the blade is here? We didn't use it last time. The time before that, she used it to kill us. Where's the voice of the smitten? He was here last time. It's not like him to be this quiet. We probably killed him. Are none of you going to talk about the mirror? Where's the voice of the smitten?
Yeah, he was a bit of a loud one, wasn't he? Is he okay?
I think he's dead.
We're better off without him, if you ask me. One less opinion we have to contend with. Plus, he's the one who got us into this whole mess. Is that so? Maybe there is hope for you after all, free from the bad influence of your missing friend.
None of you are going to talk about this mirror?
What is there to say about it? It's a mirror.
The narrator didn't describe it.
Is this some sort of a bit? There is no mirror.
Yep.
There's only the stained glass windows, the empty table where your blade should be, and the door to the basement.
No, the door is a mirror because the princess is a mirror of what we want, or is a mirror of our own creation of some sort.
Oh, my bad. That's why I haven't been talking about it. I see it. Good for you, buddy. You've got a sharp set of eyes on you.
So the opportunist doesn't see it? Is that what that said? No, he does see it. Okay.
Mirror or no mirror, the door to the basement, your only way forward, is just on the other side of the room. How about you walk over there?
I'll approach the mirror. Does it matter if the blade's here? We didn't use it last time. The time before that, she used it to kill us. We'll ask that question.
Now that is some fine reasoning. Who cares about the blade? I think you're right. We're better off without it. It's not like it's ever been important.
It's been very important.
Of course, the blade's important. It's your implement.
Every time he
You're
says
going to
implement.
need it if you want to do this right. The fact that you're here, right now, again, means that you have not yet done this right.
Okay.
But it's not there, is it? We don't even get the choice. So, what are we supposed to do?
Well, it is an epilogue. I don't think we necessarily get choices.
I don't actually know. I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere. It has to. It's part of the whole structure of this place, I think.
It's Chekhov's gun.
At the very least, it's important.
It's like integral to the plot here. Somebody needs stabbed. Let's approach the mirror. I can turn around and leave, but let's approach the mirror.
You cross the room, stopping just in front of the door to the basement. What is this about that supposed mirror? Just Reach forward and fumble around a bit. I'm sure you'll find the handle. Well, shall we have a look at ourselves?
We have not seen ourselves yet, and I was curious last time there was a mirror.
You reach forward, your hand instinctively wrapping around the handle.
No.
It's gone.
The mirror's gone?
I'm just glad we can all agree on a shared reality. And then you push the door open. Marvelous. We can proceed. It would seem that the stairs to the basement don't lead to a basement at all. Rather, they go up. They're draped in fine carpet, too, one that feels pleasantly soft against your feet. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably... no, that doesn't work here at all. This place is nice. It's fancy, even. I have to say, whatever you did in your previous lives, I deeply dislike how much it's thrown me off my rhythm.
But how is this going to go badly? Because it should, right? Like, our love was not real.
Don't worry about it, boss. You're doing great.
I was doing a weird self-sacrificial, like, gesture to a person I didn't know.
I'm not.
I ripped my heart out.
I appreciate the encouragement. Well, if all of this has thrown you off your rhythm so much, then maybe we don't have to slay the princess. No, you absolutely do. Just because she lives in a nice house doesn't mean she doesn't pose a direct threat to all of reality. It's in her very nature. Her voice, gentle and warm, with an undercurrent of fatigue, rolls down the stairs.
Because of deja vu.
You're home. Dinner's ready.
Happily ever after. Dinner's ready? This is my idea of happily ever after, is dinner time with your family.
As much as I desperately want to know what happened last time, we are not going to examine it. The more we think, the worse this gets. Why are you so on edge? This is much nicer than what we're used to. I'd like to have dinner. Dinner sounds nice. Gotta say, I'm with him on this one, boss. When have nice things ever been a problem?
I think we'll see.
That is the problem. This isn't supposed to be nice, and she's supposed to be a prisoner. I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking. Just go upstairs, okay?
Supposed to is interesting because it makes me think of the narrator as sort of an author. Proceed up the stairs.
This hall, like the one below, is
interesting.
Grand and beautiful.
What's this?
Torches bathe the room in warm, comforting light, just enough to illuminate the tapestries along every wall, woven with scenes of chivalry and courtship and romance. The many cloth eyes are fixed on each other, gazes averted from the long table in the center of the room, the princess seated at its far end.
Sounds like a fire crackling. Is this smoke behind? Like, what's going on?
Your pristine blade glints in the weak torchlight, hanging from a golden chain
it's on her neck.
around the princess's neck.
We do have the blade.
So that's where it is. And the tip is already pointed right at her heart. Okay, everything is falling back into place. All you have to do is cross the room, push down a little, and the entire world is saved. That's easy. Yeah, that is easy, isn't it?
What is the
So, where's
opportunist's
the rush?
angle gonna be? I'm so interested. What is the opportunist gonna want?
You're here. Now we can start being happy together. Why don't you sit down? Wouldn't that be nice?
As the words leave her mouth, the torches flare and a chair swings in from behind, knocking your legs out from under you. You're forcibly seated at the head of the table.
Are we playing Barbie?
Isn't that better? It is better,
This
right?
is becoming menacing. What is this place?
It's our happy ending, just like you asked for. It's everything we're supposed to have ever wanted.
A monument to our love, but we're sitting 20 feet apart, and there's no food, and we can't leave. It looks happy, but isn't. What are we supposed to do now? You mentioned dinner on the stairs.
Oh, right, dinner. I'd totally forgotten about it.
The flames burn bright,
Okay.
and a shadow dives across the table. In its wake, it leaves a feast.
The shadow concerns me.
Go ahead and dig in. I'm sure you're hungry.
Aren't you hungry?
Am I ever? Look at this spread. It's a feast fit for a king. Yeah, and after everything we've been through, we could use a break.
I just have this edge of unease on everything
More than that,
in
we
this entire
deserve
game.
a break.
Deserve. Yeah, I'll try eating.
You begin to feast, and the princess follows suit, her soft smile never fading.
Okay.
The food is more exquisite than you ever could have imagined. You sample countless otherworldly dishes, sauces and bread and hearty stews whose tastes dance across your tongue.
The music is so uplifting here.
You tear at hunks of meat practically melting from the bone, juicy and tender and bursting with flavors you could scarcely begin to describe. Your cup fills itself again and again with a flowery nectar so sweet it tastes like glimmering jewels.
Can we drink without getting drunk? Because that's my idea of a happy ending.
This really is perfect, isn't it?
Are we about to find out the problem with perfect?
It is the best meal you've ever had.
And you'll have the same one tomorrow and the day after and the
But
day
then
after.
It's over. And you're just as hungry as when you began.
It's not filling. Metaphor for accomplishment without struggle is not meaningful. Highs without lows, that kind of thing. Are we going that sort of simplistic, or what is the...
Wasn't that perfect? We should do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
The shadow washes across the table, clearing and replating.
It's the Sisyphean
The
task.
feast is once again laid before you.
A gilded Sisyphus pushes a gold boulder up a hill.
The food is good. Again. You tear into golden crispy flesh, dab at the slurry of aromatic sauces on your plate with thick crusted bread, sip your goblet of sparkling gems. But you have done this already. A good meal is still a good meal, and we didn't even have to clear the dishes. I'm happy. And then it's over. And you're just as hungry as when you began.
You're still hungry too, right? I know this wasn't as good as it was last time, but we just have to do it again. That's all. It'll be perfect if we just do it again.
Then there's also the, like, recreating the perfect and falling short type of thing.
So the shadow sweeps over the table, clearing the old and laying out the new. And so you do it again. The meat is fine, the bread is fine. You sample the side dishes and they're fine too. You finish your goblet, the liquid within no longer glimmering on your palate, instead leaving your mouth coated in a tacky film. You put it down and it fills again. You do not drink more. Well, food is food, isn't it? Can't always be amazing. What matters is that we don't have to make it. Getting other people to do the hard work always improves the taste.
That's not... The funny thing is, it's one of those lines, right? This game is very good at this. It's one of those lines. Getting other people to do the hard work always improves the taste. That's not true. Some of the best meals I've ever had were a burrito we made at a campfire on a day 3 of a backpacking trip where I had to carry that shit that made that burrito. You know? Helping someone I love make a meal that they made for me before is better than them making me the meal.
Does it? Because it seems like the taste is getting worse, and we haven't had to so much as lift a finger. Regardless of quality, it's over again, and you're just as hungry as when you began. Again.
No, something was wrong that time. But maybe I was just tasting it wrong. It looks just as good as it did the first time. It shouldn't taste like this.
Again, the shadow replaces your feast, and again you eat. The meat is greasy. The bread is tough, its crust hurting your jaw.
This is funny. At this point, I
the
actually
grey vegetables are barely worth the
would
effort
say-
of picking through. You don't even touch the goblet. Its sickly sweet aroma utterly unappealing.
that the writing here is actually taking a little bit too long to do what it's trying to do. I've really loved the writing of the game so far. This is a rare, I would call it like a rare miss. But this is, I think, actually the 4th time they've described the writing. And even though the point is that it's repetitious, repetitive, and that it's it loses its quality over time. I think one of the most important things you can do in writing is avoiding being boring. And this isn't boring writing, but we're to the point where I'm like, I understand the point. I understand what you're trying to say. We can move on.
I'm so tired of eating.
But that's I would call it so far a very rare miss.
Well, it's still free food we didn't have to make, right?
That said...
Oh, am I kidding? We were eating like kings, and now we're eating like pigs.
That said, one of the things that games like this, one of the sins that games like this most often commit is the sort of too verbose problem. Is that like a game where you are in love with the narrator's voice and the narrator's voice sort of becomes the central thing. It's very, very, very difficult to keep it like tight and wrapped up. Tight and concise.
At least you still have the memory of how good it was the first time.
But that's torture.
Right?
For us right now.
I'm so tired of this.
Also, I say all of that as a person who yaps way too much, and I can never keep things concise. So.
As the words leave her mouth, one of the torches on the wall sputters and then goes out entirely.
What just happened? Did I do something wrong?
Not a fan of whatever just happened. I don't want to sit in the dark. Losers sit in the dark. I want to sit in a brightly lit, spacious room where we can see our beautiful, queenly wife. As if in response to the dousing of their brother, the other 3 torches blaze brighter, their flames licking at the walls. Their shadows deepen, dancing angrily across the stone.
That part I do really like. That's really beautiful. The other flames try to make up for something. That matches the tone of like, I should be feeling better than this. I'm going to make up for it by trying harder. I don't think you did anything wrong. I think you just said something you wanted to say.
But it was wrong. I took away a piece of our light. I'm not supposed to do that. I don't want him to be upset with me.
Him being me or the narrator? You said he. Who is he?
He's the voice that whispers sweet nothings in my ear. I think he made this place for us.
You have a narrator as well?
Is she talking about a real voice? Like us, but we're at the head of the table. We should be in charge. Is he more powerful than we are?
We're still in his story? Shadow, don't you have something to say?
The torches flare and the shadow grows for a moment, but you don't receive a response. Giving us the cold shoulder, I see. Asserting his dominance in the power structure.
I wonder if I have a shadow behind me, too.
Regardless, it would seem that he, if there is a he, isn't something you can talk to.
He says his words are just for me. But he wants me to ask, isn't this enough? Isn't this what you wanted him to do?
I can't tell if that means that is the narrator or some other sort of power.
He says he's tired. I don't think he'll answer anything else you have to say.
This isn't fair. If I could just talk to him for 2 seconds, I'm sure we could sort this out and figure out a balanced power structure that works better for everyone. But no, he's decided he's above talking to little guys like us, huh?
I'm going to try and get up from my seat.
But as you attempt to get up,
I can't.
Torches flare and shadowed hands pin your wrists to the arms of your too comfortable seat. There will be no getting up. There will be no attempts to slay her. At least not for now.
I'm going to be strangled in comfort. Drowned in pleasure. I can't get up. Something's holding me down.
The princess smiles nervously.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. That's just how it works here. We don't have to go anywhere anymore. We have everything we need.
We have everything we need as a damning sentence. The goal, the dream, to have everything you need, but it's not all it's cracked up to be.
He just wants us to be happy.
Do we actually have everything we need? Because it doesn't feel like it. It feels like
we've been given everything someone else has told us we wanted. But it isn't what we want.
Yeah, I think that one of those was... So is this the smitten? Maybe that's who that is.
As the words leave the princess's mouth, another torch goes out. Again, the remaining flames burn brighter, and the shadow dances faster.
So, things are progressing.
I'm happy. I promise. We're both so happy here. You don't have to be upset.
I'm happy, I promise, is not a good sign.
This is awful.
Yeah?
Isn't it great that we're all having such a lovely time together? We just have to stay positive and realize how happy we are. Then all of those lights will stay on and keep showing us all the cool stuff we have.
I'm sorry. The narrator saying this is awful in the most heartfelt voice that has happened in this game yet, followed directly by, isn't it great? I was just about to say, I feel like we've been pretty, like skin deep in this game so far, vaguely. We've been mostly figuring out how the game works. But here in an epilogue, we really approach an area where it's possible for the writing and the production of the game to sort of show us how it might provide an ending or end, or frankly, how it might have a heart. And so I'll be interested to see that narrator saying, isn't it, or it's awful, is one example of that. I'll be interested to see how else the game feels.
Yeah, sure.
It's just a torch. Don't worry about it. We still have plenty of light. I'm going to ask the question, are you actually happy here?
The princess starts to hyperventilate, her quick breaths punctuating the uncomfortable silence between you.
Yes. Why wouldn't I be? Let's not talk about it.
She's being defensive. And we all know being defensive is a sign of weakness.
That line right there is the first one where I've understood maybe what the opportunist might be about. We need the truth. You need to tell me how you really feel.
I don't feel anything.
The third torch sputters out.
Oof.
The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out?
I think everything will go dark and we will die, if I had to guess. So what are our options here? What do you think will happen? Which sounds sarcastic but might be earnest. Don't worry about what's going to happen. If you could do anything in the world, what would it be? What would you choose? This is digging deeper in that hole that we haven't found anything in yet. Whatever the shadows have been showing us isn't real. We need to see what happens when the light goes out. That's sort of, anything is more real than the lie we're living. And we don't have to let it go out. Or say nothing. I want to keep digging in this hole, although I don't know that it's going to yield anything. Is there anything there inside of the princess? What would you choose if you could do anything in the world?
I think I'd like to dance under the stars.
That sounds lovely.
It sounds lovely, but is it going to be one of those things where we dance for 5 minutes and it's beautiful, and then all of a sudden we've been dancing for an hour and it's cold and our feet hurt, and then we've been dancing for 2,000 years and our feet are falling off?
But there aren't any stars here. I'd have to leave.
That's true.
As she says that, the shadow rushes forward and tightens its grip on her wrists.
Shadow does not want her to leave.
I'm not happy here. I don't think I ever was.
And if we assume the shadow is the smitten, then that makes sense why it's keeping her here. I was going to say, that's got to be the final
The
torch. I don't
princess
think
sobs,
I was ever happy.
burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows out.
I think we really have hit like one of the like molten cores of emotion at the center of this game. In this scene, in this series of events. We have a lot of options here. Slay the princess. Being one of them. You can open your eyes. I'm still here, you know? Are you okay? Nothing's changed. We're just sitting in the dark. Is that hopeful or is it not hopeful? I think it depends. Are you okay?
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
That's a no then.
No, it feels like an important part of me is gone. But I'm still here. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how I'm supposed to pick up the pieces.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever. That part of us is over.
The princess pushes herself from her chair, and you instinctively do the same, waiting by the top of the stairs as she quietly crosses the room.
I want to leave. I think that's the thing we've been dancing around for a while now. Can I leave?
Do you still care about me?
I barely know you. Smitten cared for you a lot, or at least cared for himself a lot. Oh, fuck. This line right here. I don't know if I ever have, but maybe I can now. Because we have been through something together. Which isn't the only way to, like, feel a connection. To share trauma. But it is a way that is real. Not preferred mostly, but I'm not sure I've ever had the chance to figure out how I feel about you. I've just wanted to leave since the moment I found myself in the woods. Those two are the most... I do feel... Like, I personally playing the game feel for the princess for the first time. You know. Aroundabouts now. In this series of events. And I may still be wary of her in the future, but before I was wary of her / afraid of her. And then in this series of events, I felt pity for her because I thought she was just a flat mirror. And then here we're beyond that and we are to something. And so I think I'm going to say, I don't know if I ever have, but maybe I can now.
That's a nice thought.
Yeah. I do think we've gotten somewhere, you know?
I think this place was bad for us. It was keeping us small.
That's a nice way to think of it.
I think it's time for us to go.
Yeah. Offer her your hand.
As the princess steps towards the stairs, you offer her your hand. The corners of her mouth curl into a demure smile, and she gently takes your hand in hers. She's cold and a little clammy, but her skin against yours is the most real thing you have ever felt. You're offering surprisingly little resistance. If we leave the cabin, doesn't that end the world? He's right, you know. You're giving us some real mixed signals, boss. Yes, well, I've seen my fairy tale ending, and I think there might be worse things than the end of the world.
I love that in this version of events, the narrator learns. Not just me, not just the you, but the narrator learns. The narrator goes on the journey that can happen through storytelling, realizing what that Sisyphean dinner is actually about.
Well, this is less work for us anyways. Think what you will. I'm done fighting.
I bet I'm going to get to the end of this game, and this is going to be one of my favorite moments from the game.
You and the princess don't exchange words as you descend the stairs to the cabin's entrance.
I love getting to see a little bit more. I basically think I'm like a werewolf, but I also have like scales. I don't know. I love getting to see a little bit more about me as we go.
And then the two of you step out
Stars.
into the world. I think this is the end of me. Even if it's not the end of you.
Aw.
I hope this was worth it. Genuinely, I do. He's really gone, isn't he? No boss anymore? No one left to tell us what to do? I guess we'll have to be our own boss then. About time.
The stars are so beautiful.
A quiet moment passes over you. A comfortable quiet.
I meant it when I said I wanted to dance.
She gently pulls you forward. The two of you fall into graceful step. The only rhythm that guides you is the shared thumping of your hearts, beating in perfect unison. Her face, worn and tired, brightens the faster you move. A soft, sad smile, widening and widening until it reflects only genuine affection. You send her out in a wide spin, and your arms stretch to their limits. Only the tenuous grasp of your hand in hers holding you together. You share a gaze that feels like it lasts forever.
Thank you for taking me here.
The world dissolving.
This is nice, even if it's a little cold outside.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I just got a Steam achievement. Share a dance with your happy ending. But you do not get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place. Now this is creepy.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Here's what I really like about what we've just seen. I feel lucky that we did the thing where we wandered off into the abyss already and had those hands come and get us. Because of that, we can see the princess being taken away and sort of understand that what's actually happened there is, we can interpret it how we want, but sort of swallowed by the void. Why is the mirror here now? I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it.
Yeah.
I don't think you should.
I think it's my only option.
If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
I don't know where she went. I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her.
Does this mean we won?
You won?
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
Does this feel like winning? Approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
I don't have any options. Ignore him. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. What am I? Interesting. My eyes, like two white pits? Two white glowing suns? What the hell? Interesting. You're alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Oh my god, is she here? Oh no, I thought we were going to be done. Approach her. Uh-oh. You recognize the princess inhabiting the shell. It is the entity... Sorry. I was like, that doesn't make sense. This makes way more sense. You recognize the presence that inhabits the shell. It's the entity that dwells in the spaces between.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
So that is the voice of whatever this entity is, the long quiet, which I would call the void. It, aka the princess, has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift. Either that or it means I have surrendered my path and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel, the princess. You're that thing I met in the space outside of the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream.
Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth. I am sorry if I frightened you.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
This is all poetic, which I love. Solitary lights in an empty city. What do you mean by that?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
Nascent is such a great word. I wish to be more. Okay. They asked, what am I? What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Oh man, we got a lot of options here. The gift of a fragile vessel. That means the princess's body.
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own.
This one is a songbird in a cage of gilded shadows. She will make for an honest heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally learned to sing for herself.
Okay, interesting. I wonder if the yeah, it does kind of seem like a happy ending for the princess in a weird way, in a very weird way. Is this the end of the world? Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me.
Yeah, this thing is like... Yeah, it's the void. I'll just keep calling it that. The long quiet.
I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Death. Are you what sent me to... do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant.
I accidentally hit the save button, apparently. Nothing comes here but us. Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? The worlds that I inhabit with the narrator?
I know only that they are.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself now?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Okay. So that clarifies some things for me. Oh my god. First off, kind of hilarious that I have found this ending like only a couple hours into playing the game. I think probably I'm liking this. I think probably I would like it even more if I found it a little bit further into the game. But that's okay. We're gonna make our best. We're gonna make our best guesses at what exactly all of this means, and we'll remember this as we move forward in the game too. So, the long quiet is this like thing in the void outside of the worlds that the narrator rules. And this is all my understanding. And we encounter it when we sort of break the rules of those worlds or find ways out of them. In the world that we just left, we basically gave the princess's body over to this long quiet, and now have sort of given form to this thing. And this thing has a goal, which is that I should bring it more perspectives so that it may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom. So when I go about these worlds with the narrator and find little interesting truths or things, like, for instance, the ability during that last world for me to sort of will something to happen, I can help co-create the world. If I bring that back to this person, maybe they will become whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom. I basically surrender my memories. Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
It's kind of cool. It seems like we've basically unlocked like the macro game, the game above the game, which is collecting things and bringing them back. How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find? This is a very like gaming question.
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
So I found one like sort of, call it whatever you want, but I found like some one big thing that makes this possible. And I think I have more of those to find. What if I don't let you do this to me? No, I'm not going to ask that one. I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
So maybe the thing that the narrator is afraid of, the princess destroying the world, is really something freeing us of the narrator's type of worlds. You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
I like this being. I like this being a lot. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
I can't, exactly. Shattering glass, by the way. Everything goes dark, and you die. An honest heart. Share your happy ending with her. I got a new achievement.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin
is a princess. That is going to do it. Holy cow, we got a lot to talk about there. So I think I've discovered a couple things I've discovered what we just talked about. But I've discovered something else. I had to pause a couple times to go do some parenting stuff. And in the process, I saw those must be autosaves. Automatic saves, quick saves. I saw this whole list of saves, which makes me think oh my God, you can save up to 1 million pages. Holy cow. Why would a game ever have this many save slots? I have an idea. All of those things, all of those branches, all of those forks. 70 pages? I think I might need to be saving as a way to sort of get the most out of this game. So I'm going to start thinking about how I can do that. But in the meantime, we end the epilogue, a happy ending with her. Like I said, I cannot wait to reflect on that ending in about 10 more hours of this game, or 5, or I don't know how many, 20, when I know a lot more about what the other options are. I thought it was really amazing. I thought it was really cool to see the mechanics at work of... It's mind-blowing to me that the mechanic that, like, we help co-create the world a little bit. That, like, if I treat the princess like a princess, or, like, I treat the princess not like a threat, or, like, something, you know, how you treat the world in this game maybe makes the world that way. It's very interesting. And really just, like, fucking mind-bending. But either way, I've been recording for way too long. I need to stop here. Very thought-provoking series of events just occurred, and I cannot wait to get to much, much, much more in this game. We should call it there. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for spending your time with me. I will see you in the next episode. Till then, much love. Bye-bye.